it's cohesive.
Like a cohesive structure, or any structure I'm familiar with.
Much to make sure the look was cohesive.
But that central cohesive core, that must lead through an artist's work, leading from one to the other.
Hey, welcome to Talkword. This is the show where we dig into the story behind every single word. Sometimes the best way to understand a word isn't just a definition, but a story. And today's word, it comes from this unbelievable true story of loyalty, survival, and amazing teamwork. Seriously, once you hear this, you'll never forget what the word means. Ready? Let's get into it. All right, first up, a pack's incredible journey. So our story kicks off with 7 dogs who found themselves in a really, really tough spot on a desperate journey against all odds. So check this out. A witness, this guy named Mr. Liu, saw them and said they looked like a band of little brothers in distress. Can you picture that? 7 dogs walking together along this busy highway in China's Jilin province. But here's the thing. They weren't just wandering around aimlessly. No, they were on a mission. And the story behind it? It's just incredible. And get this, these weren't strays. These were pets, beloved members of their families. They were actually stolen from their homes, loaded onto a truck, and, well, they were likely headed for a really terrible fate. It's a heartbreaking situation that sadly does happen in some parts of the world. But this is where the story takes a turn. Because somehow, against all odds, this little group of 7 dogs, they managed to escape from a moving truck. And what's so crucial here, what's so important, is that they didn't just scatter and run in different directions. Nope, they stuck together. And for the next 2 days, this pack traveled, wait for it, 17 kilometers. That's over 10 miles. They were navigating highways, crossing fields, doing whatever it took to get back to their village. And what makes this whole thing even more remarkable is how different they all were. This wasn't, a family of identical dogs. It was this total mix of different breeds. Big dogs, small dogs. There was even an injured German shepherd in the group. But they all had one thing in common. They were neighbors who used to play together. And that bond they already had, it turned out to be absolutely vital. So when you think about their journey, their unity, that one shared goal, what's the word for that? There's one perfect English adjective that sums it all up. Any guesses? Okay, let's talk about the word itself. Cohesive. That's it. The word that perfectly describes them is cohesive. That pack of dogs was a cohesive unit. So what does that actually mean? Let's break it down. So cohesive is an adjective, and it basically means sticking together or forming a single, united whole. Think about it. The dogs weren't just 7 individuals doing their own thing. Not at all. They moved as one. They acted as one. They formed a cohesive group. And you know what's cool? This story perfectly illustrates where the word comes from. It's from the Latin coherere, which literally means to stick together. It's perfect, right? Just like that pack of dogs stuck together all the way home. All right, section 3, the anatomy of cohesion. So what is it that makes a group cohesive? What are the magic ingredients? Well, we can actually use the dog story to figure it out. Okay, if we look closely at their journey, we can see 3 really clear things going on. First, they had a powerful shared goal, get home. Simple, but so strong. Second, they had unified action. They all traveled together as a pack. And third, they had mutual trust. Remember, they already knew each other from their village. So, a shared goal, unified action, and trust. Those 3 things, right there, are pretty much the building blocks for any cohesive group. So now, let's talk about cohesive in your world. Because this isn't just a word for describing heroic dogs, right? It's something you can use all the time to talk about everything from successful teams to great projects, even happy families. So it's really important to know the difference between just a group and a cohesive group. You see, a group can just be a bunch of people in the same place, right? Maybe they have totally different goals, they're just loosely connected. But a cohesive group, that's different. They work as one. They're all united by the same purpose, and they're tightly connected. They support each other. Not every group is cohesive, for sure, but the ones that really get things done, they usually are. So where else will you hear this word? Well, all over the place. Think about a sports team that wins a championship. They're cohesive, right? They have a shared strategy and they trust each other. Or how about a great essay you're reading? It's cohesive when all the ideas flow logically and create one clear argument. You can even talk about a cohesive design, like in a room where all the furniture and colors just work together. And, of course, a strong family that always has each other's backs. That is a perfect example of a cohesive unit. So really, you can think of cohesion as that secret ingredient. It's the thing that turns a bunch of separate parts into one powerful whole. It's what allows a group to be so much more than just the sum of its parts. Hey, if you enjoyed digging into this word with me and you want to master even more, you should definitely check out our companion audio guides on the Talkword app. It's a really great way to keep learning wherever you are. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today.